Three, two, one. Hey, oh, that's terrible. I don't. I'm Ezekiel.
Was that it? Did we start?
I think we're in this. We're in this. Yeah, I'm Ezekiel, and this is.
And I'm DJ. Yeah.
Mhm.
Welcome to World Crafting, the flawless production we have here. Um, so last time we talked about a movie that Ezekiel came up with, his not horror movie.
It was so
About
scary.
it was terrifying. Um, yeah. So what we're gonna do a continuance of that. More ideas we have, maybe a sequel. Horror movies always get sequels somehow.
Always.
So
There's like, have you
Ezekiel,
ever
how about
watched a
you?
horror movie that's only one movie?
Uh, can't say that I have.
Because I really think that there's all the horror movies have sequels.
Yeah,
Does
that sounds right.
so wait, I just came up with a theory. Do you
Okay.
think there's only a limited amount of scary things?
Um,
And so they have to continuously make sequels of the scary things that have already been came up with?
no, I think that things are scarier if. Yeah, no, I don't know. Horror movies aren't really my genre, so I tend not to think about them
Well,
at all.
also, wouldn't if a scary thing you get more exposure to that, doesn't it become less scary?
I would think so, yes.
And so you almost need to come up with new scary things every time you come out with a horror movie. So it's like re-scary. It's like it's
Right, because it's a new thing that you don't know about, and yet somehow. Hmm, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's very interesting because people do get scared from the thing that they've already seen.
Hmm.
Like just this Halloween, there's so many like number twos in front of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder why that is, that they just keep making sequels instead of coming up with new scary ideas. I guess
If any,
scary ideas are probably hard to come up with, so they just take the easy path and
just reuse old
yeah,
assets. Hey, if they're doing it,
yeah,
then the not scary movie, it can do it too.
yeah, let's do it.
Because I mean, so like
Not horror movie
because
2,
the main
the
character
sequel.
in the not scary movie or the not horror movie, like he doesn't care if they come back. He's all like, "Ooh, round two,
No,
let's go."
he didn't care that they were there in the first
No, he
place.
didn't care that they were there in the first place. He doesn't give any cares.
Not one single care.
Not one single care. He plays the
Yeah,
he plays the world's smallest violin.
exactly.
Just doesn't matter. And so like
So
what? What you
what
got?
that's what I'm about to ask you. What do you have for part two, the sequel?
So I was thinking Chucky.
Chucky.
Chucky. The doll.
Yeah, I know Chucky.
The doll.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like he's like they go like the main character and his wife and his family, they like move, and it shows him like unpacking from the move, and like he opens a box, and surrounded by packing peanuts, um there's like a doll, and it's Chucky, and he like picks it up and is like, "Honey, what's this?" She goes, I don't know where that came from." Like, okay. And he sticks it off in a corner, a dark corner, and he goes about his day. And so like that sets up the entire thing. It's like Chucky's in the house. And then what do you think is gonna happen next?
I don't know. I'm on the edge of my seat though.
Oh, you are? Like, I don't know, maybe like the main character is, or like maybe like a child of the main character is like walking and he sees like a trail of packing peanuts like down the hallway next, and it's like it's leading from this open box, and that was the box that Chucky was in. And then you hear like a hackle or a laugh, and he like the child like yells like daddy, and then like Chucky like comes around the corner with like a knife and starts chasing the kid, and the kid runs and screams, and then the dad and then the main character like walks out of the room and sees it, but he's holding, I don't know, what do you think the most ridiculous thing we can come up with is?
Excuse me. Well, I was just thinking he's probably holding like this giant cartoon hammer, and he just smashes the thing into the ground.
I like it. Another idea that I just came up with is the dad walks out and he looks at Chucky in the eye, and and the main character, we're gonna call him the main character, 'cause that's he doesn't care, he doesn't give up any cares. He walks out of the room and he sees Chucky, and his hands are covered in paint, and he looks at Chucky and he nods his head, and he goes, "I was waiting for you to wake up," and he sets a doll on the ground that he just made. And it's like this full kitted out ninja, and he's like holding two like samurai swords, and then like the doll's head like raises open. It's like, I made you a friend, but not a friend. He's your I don't know. It is like, and then like this epic, like then like like the ninja doll, the main character's doll, fights Chucky, and then like brutally destroys him,
Decapitates him.
decapitates
That's
him, and then
hilarious.
the doll like runs back and like jumps on the main character's shoulder, or like the main character like gives him like a high five, and he goes, "Thank you." And like he bows, like they both like bow to each other like a samurai. He's like, "You are now free to do what you like. Go forth and fight crime or evil." And like the ninja like jumps out a window and goes off into the woods or something.
Bring the world from Chucky's everywhere.
just Chucky's everywhere. So or it's like the main character looks at him, and like the nil ninja doll is like, and the main character's like, "If I ever need you again, we will blow like the horn or something." Like there's this horn that he's, I don't know, something ridiculous.
The Horn of Bel-Air.
Yeah, they are over there. And then like they bow to each other again and he's gone. So that's what that's what popped into my head.
I think you need to have something like, you know how in horror movies when there's a doll, it's just like sitting there watching,
Mm-hmm.
and the people are just going about their normal lives.
Like the elf on the
Well,
shelf.
yeah, exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be a scene like that, except instead of the doll watching everyone, the main character is watching the doll, and the
Oh,
doll like notices, and the main character just cracks a little smile and just walks out of the room or something, or like
I
he puts his finger up to his lips, and he's like, not yet.
he's like,
And then he just cracks a smile
just
and walks
just
away.
just shh. It's like, the knives are in the kitchen. Don't worry. They're all sharp. No, it's like I dulled them all. I don't know. Like the main character walks up to the like Chucky and he's on the shelf. The main character like looks at him in his eyes. The main character's like, "Blink. I won't do it." He's like, and so like he's like just straight like ego challenging the Chucky doll. And then we get like a time lapse, and it shows like the window, like like the sun shining light inside the window, and the time lapse is like the sun going down and then back up and down and then back up and down and back up, and then the main character hasn't blinked, still standing there watching the doll, and the doll's just like there. It's like, yeah, you can't move because you're scared, aren't you? And then maybe like a bead of sweat runs down the doll's face. Don't know how that would work though.
Um, I don't know that dull sweat, but maybe it starts cracking. The porcelain
The
starts
porcelain
cracking.
starts cracking. My character's like, it looks like you're cracking under pressure. Can't handle the strain. I like it.
Maybe a bit, maybe a bit on the nose, haunting there, but
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
or
something like
no,
that.
but it is a not horror movie, so we need to be more like scary. So I think Chucky needs to like be walking around the house, and out of the corner of Chucky's eye, just sitting on the couch is like a motionless main character with his eyes just open, staring at Chucky, not blinking, not moving. And then Chucky like slowly backs into the hallway.
Or it's like he's walking past a room or something, and he sees the main character in there sitting just like that, and then he backs up, and the main character's gone, and he's just like, wasn't he?
Huh,
What? It,
huh,
wasn't he just in the?
huh. Well,
Where'd he go?
like the main character is like watching like TV with his family, and Chucky's like grabbing a knife out of the kitchen, and the main character's head just like snaps to like eye Chucky, and he's like the main character just shakes his head.
He just puts the knife
He
back.
just puts the knife back. Chucky like finds one of the children with a knife. He's like brandishing over their sleeping body, and then like lightning strikes, and the light reveals the main character just setting and with like a rocking chair in the corner of the room, staring at Chucky. And the main character shakes his head. No. And Chucky's like, I'm gonna do it. Main character's like, do it, or like, don't do it. Chucky's like, I'm gonna do it. No, remember it's a horror. So Chucky stabs the blade into the sleeping child, but instead of it
What?
being a sleeping child, it was a bear trap that was dressed up like a sleeping child.
And he just gets clobbered by the bear
just
trap.
wrecked. Just wrecked.
Just a pow.
Just
Absolutely crunched.
wrecked, bro.
That would be so funny. You're just watching Chucky sneak up on this sleeping child, and he pulls his knife out, and he stabs it, and then whoosh, just demolished by the bear
some
trap.
flashback humor there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Chucky gets.
Oh,
That's how Chucky dies.
that's how Chucky dies.
That's how
Good.
that was
He
Chucky.
lasted long
I
enough.
really don't think Chucky lives very long, to be honest.
No, yeah. As far as horror movie characters
Yeah,
go against the main character, I don't think.
I think Jason lasts longer, even though Jason gets like taken out very quickly.
Yeah, definitely that. Definitely that.
I
So
can't.
what else do you have?
That was like the only like horror thing, not horror movie, but I really think we can go places with this. Have you ever seen Doctor Who?
No,
You've
but I
never
know
seen.
what it is.
Have you ever heard of like the Weeping Angels? They're like the
Yes, I
statues.
know. Everybody knows the Weeping
I
Angels.
know the Weeping Angels are awesome. Everybody loves the Weeping Angels. But they're statues, right?
Right,
But when you look at them, they're statues. But when you don't look at them, they move, and they move like really quick.
right.
Just for the premise for anybody that doesn't know what they are. So you don't want to blink when you're looking at them, right?
Because
So
then they move
because they move. So you have the main
and they kill you.
character. They have the main character, and he walks into like an old house. And it's just filled with statues, like these stone statues, and everybody knows that they're all weeping angels, and they want to
And
kill everybody in the house. And the main character is awfully suspicious, and he walks up to one, and he's like, "Oh." Or maybe like they know they're weeping angels, like the weeping angels are already like chasing everybody, and then the main character like finally enters the scene. It's like they're after us. It's like, okay,
enter the main character.
enter the main character. So what the main character does is he takes a bunch of mirrors and duct tapes them to the front of all the weeping angels' faces.
What does that do?
Well, it makes it where the weeping angels see themselves
What
forever.
does that do?
Well, because what it does is they can't move when somebody's looking at them. They can't move when they're being observed.
And
And
if they're
so
observing themselves and they can't
then
move?
they can't move.
Oh my word.
And so I was like, because
That's so devious.
I was watching like the very first Weeping Angels episode. I was like, this is crazy. And I was like, but technically, couldn't you just take like a mirror and duct tape it to their faces, and then you wouldn't even have to stare at them anymore. They would just basically be incapacitated.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
So that's what I
What do you
was
think
thinking.
would happen if you took, Medusa?
Uh huh.
What do you think would happen if you took Medusa's head, a la Clash of the Titans, and you put that in front of a weeping angel's face?
I don't think anything would
Would
happen.
would the statue turn into more of a statue?
I don't know. I think Medusa's head would just basically observe them. I probably they
Mm,
would probably turn into a statue.
statue.
Maybe
I
they
don't know
couldn't
how that
move.
works. Their stone would turn into stone.
They're stone. I mean, they're already stone.
Hmm.
I thought you were gonna say something like, "What if the main character fought Medusa?"
Well, what if the main character did fight Medusa? Or just fight her with his eyes closed?
Probably, or with a mirror.
But still,
I mean,
it
that's
still
basic.
counts.
Isn't that the story? Isn't that how Medusa got defeated
Well,
in the canon?
it wasn't a mirror; it was a
Oh,
shield, I
in the
think.
reflection of a shield.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, really? If we want to keep with the theme of the main character, um, the Medusa would turn to stone. No, Medusa wouldn't turn to stone. Medusa would look into the eyes of the main character, and the main character, and then she would turn to a normal person.
You would turn into a normal person.
Oh
That's
yeah, that
so
was that
funny.
was my second idea. It was the main character versus vampires.
And they bite him, and the
they turn
vampires
it
turn
they
into.
turn it to a normal person. Or it's like they bite him and they die, and he's like, I've been taking what is it that you can like take small doses of and become immune to it? It's a poison. They did
Like
it.
from Princess Bride.
Yeah, they did it for in Princess Bride. Oh, I can't think of
No,
it. I feel like our
no,
listeners are
no,
gonna be like yelling it. Put it in the
Iocane.
comments. Put it in the comments.
It's Iocane.
It's Idocane,
Iocane.
Iocane, no,
Iocane powder.
Iocane powder. So like the vampires like
It's
suck
Iocane. I bet my life on it.
they suck his blood, and then they basically they die.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
and like it's like the amount of iocane in my system right now basically counteracts any saliva that the vampires have. So any germ, like vampire germ that turns into a vampire, like instantly gets wrecked. Or
It's,
my white blood cells are jacked. They kind of take care of stuff like that for me. Maybe the main
it's
character,
just that white blood cells that are jacked.
yeah, there's jacked. What do we
It's
like?
so funny.
What if the main character in the zombie apocalypse?
It'd just be the same thing.
Yeah, but
They bite him, and
it's
then
too overpowered. If his white blood cells are so jacked, he's just like they bite me, they just turn back
well,
into a normal human.
maybe instead of them biting him, he bites them,
He
and then
bites
they
them.
turn back in. Yeah. No, he just goes around with like syringes of his own blood, and he just injects people and injects zombies with it, and then they turn back into humans
Mm.
or die if they're too far gone.
Or die if they've too far gone.
Yeah.
So like I want a story like he's in the zombie apocalypse and he's trying to get to like a what's it called? A science lab so they can replicate his blood. And basically it's just him just just trying to get from point A to point B, but he needs to, like, he gets there, like, he just walks there. He just walks there. There's like thousands of zombies and it's just him and a flathead screwdriver. No, that's not ridiculous enough.
That's too much.
That's
That's too much.
but it's
You
I
need
don't
to
think it's
make it
enough.
harder.
I don't think it's
He
enough.
has he has a cup of coffee.
He has a cup of coffee
Styrofoam coffee cup, styrofoam cup of coffee.
that he makes at home and it's still steaming by the time he gets to the lab. That's like 20 miles away.
Mhm, mhm,
And they ask him
mhm.
how he got there, and he was like, "Well, I got out of my house, and there was a zombie, and I said hi, and he said hi." That was after I punched him. And then I went to my car, and I got in my car, and I started it up, and then I just drove here.
That's just business as usual for him.
Business as usual. I don't.
Everyone else is in the zombie apocalypse, and for him, it's just business as usual. Like
or
nothing in his daily routine has changed.
or zombies are scared of him.
Yeah.
Like it's like after he like wrecks like the 20th or like the 100th zombie, and like turned it back into a human. He basically has like an army of like alive people following him.
And the zombies are like, never mind.
How the turntables.
I don't think they're smart enough to do that, though.
Mm. I don't know. I feel like the zombie one needs work because
Yeah.
it's not because I don't think it's ridiculous enough, but
Ridiculous
in
enough.
a fun way.
Yeah. Mhm, mhm, mhm.
That's what I got so far.
Maybe he turns the zombies into his own zombies, and then they start overtaking all the other zombies.
And they turn them into those zombies.
Yeah. And then it's a zombie war, the good zombies versus the bad zombies.
Mm.
And
Zombie war.
he just gets a lawn chair and sits down with his iced tea
Hmm.
and he just watches the war like it's some football game or something.
You know what?
Watches his zombies taking on the other zombies.
I think during the zombie apocalypse, he just takes his family and they go on vacation. And it shows him like skiing and there's zombies and he's like skiing around the zombies. And then like it shows him at the beach. And he's playing with his family. There's tons of zombies. Maybe we should have it where he just like he kills zombies too well. Because I feel like the appeal of zombies is that you can shoot them and you feel no remorse.
Hmm.
It's like they're already dead. You're not even killing them.
All right, all right.
I don't know.
Uh, that's interesting.
Do you think we can make the vampires any better?
Uh, well, I think we already did vampires, right? With his flashlight,
Oh yeah, the
the
flashlight with the
giant
vampires are
flashlight, and
great.
he just shines it on the vampires, and they're like, ah,
I brought the sun.
the sun. The sun is warming up. So yeah, I don't think we can do anything with the
Okay.
vampires then. If he ever comes across any werewolves, he could just use his flashlight too, because if uh if it's daytime, then the moon can't be out, and so they can't turn into a wolf.
If you blew up or like flew a kite in front of the full moon and the werewolf, do they turn back into a human?
I don't know.
Which makes
I
me
guess it
think
depends what mythology you're following.
that is true.
I don't think it would though, because if that would mean on a cloudy night that But is it the Moonlight that is this like the Pirates of the Caribbean that
I've seen it like that, where
I think that's how it is in Harry Potter, isn't
the
it?
moonlight turns them into werewolves.
Yeah. I think that's how it is in Harry
So
Potter.
doesn't that mean if you just wear like a really big hat, you won't turn into a werewolf?
I think we figured it out.
I
I
feel like
mean, you
he
figured
just
it out.
he puts on it. He just puts the werewolf. He makes the werewolf wear a really big hat.
And then it just doesn't turn into a werewolf.
Just
That's
doesn't.
genius. This guy is just the most practical man who's ever lived.
He's the most competent. He's the most and practical.
Yeah,
He's just the most competent. But I think you
competent
mentioned
and
this
practical.
last time about a all the horror monsters congregate together and they talk about how they're gonna take this guy out.
Yeah, maybe
But
that could be the finale.
that could be the finale.
Yeah,
But then setting at the table
is him.
is him.
He's there,
He's there.
counseling them, and they're all just taking his counsel,
It's like
and
I
he's just trying to see how long he can go without them figuring out that it's him.
not as him.
Yeah, and they're all like, "We really got to do something about this guy. What are we gonna like? You zombies? You guys do anything? No, we didn't do it. You vampires? You can you? No. Werewolf? No. Jason? No. Freddy? No. Nobody has anything."
Oh, Freddy.
And then he's like, "I can take care of them for you." And everybody looks at him, and they all just go, "Oh no!" And just
Yeah.
bear traps start going off everywhere.
It's like everybody run. It's like, wait, no,
And just
no, everybody stay still. And then he like vanishes like he does because that's how it works. And he shows up on a TV screen and it's basically all the
he
monsters
puts the
trapped
monsters in
in
Saw.
and saw him.
It's so funny.
He goes, you want to play a game? It's
That's
like,
so funny.
don't run. Well, run if you'd like. Or puts them in like oh and no, it's
Mm.
all the monsters in Squid Game. And he's running it.
And who's bringing it?
No, Saw's
That's
better. Way more scary.
yeah, way more scary.
I like
They
it.
just get kicked out or taken out one by one as they make their way through, like escape room.
Like escape room.
Yeah,
And all the
like that
monsters, like
Godzilla
every
movie.
room, another one of the it's like and they're horrified and they're trying to get out. But they
And
like
they're
they die. Like the
wailing
monsters
and
die.
gnashing of teeth.
Yeah. The wailing and gnashing of teeth, they I mean over and over. Who do you think is the one that gets out though? Do you think it
Uh,
you think it's it? You think he makes it out?
it,
Yeah. I don't think he makes it
yeah,
out. I don't think he makes it past
you
the
don't,
second room.
you don't think so? Well,
No.
who do you think makes it out?
Corella Deville.
I don't think she counts as horror.
She chopped up so many baby puppies. They just didn't show that part. I hope I ruined that
She's
movie for
literally
somebody.
from a kids movie.
Yeah, but she was like, I need a bunch of baby Dalmatians to make a coat out of. Okay, I'm
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure there's talk about drowning them all because that's the best way to do mass murder of baby puppies. Oh my goodness,
That is
dark
terrifying.
is terrifying. Even the other monsters are like, we don't like this person. Person's
They're like, we
puny.
know we're monsters, but you're
You,
something
you're
else.
something else.
We do not condone this particular brand of villainy.
Makes me think who's all in the monster room if we're
Uh,
really spreading this out. Like, do you have like
if you're going that obscure, who else is in there?
you got Hitler, of course. He needs to be taken out.
Isn't he kind of dead?
Yeah, but we don't know that. The Russians said, quote unquote, he died.
No, like he's definitely dead by now.
I mean,
Um,
oh,
Also, I think we should keep this to fictional
ah,
characters.
you're right, you're right, you're right. Yeah, yeah, but the people, the Holocaust deniers, it's fictional. It's
Uh-huh.
for them. They were
Uh-huh.
it. Yeah, yeah. We'll stop appealing to that very small sect of people.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
man,
probably a good
we're
call.
so edgy. I love it.
Uh-huh.
All right, fictional people. We're sticking to fictional people. We're sticking to fictional people. Who's pure evil? No, who's no, not just pure evil. Who's a monster? Ah, the monster that lives under the bed. He does pretty
The
good.
Boogeyman?
Yeah, the boogeyman makes it a while. He makes it a while.
Uh-huh. What exactly is the Boogeyman
See,
anyway?
that's why he makes it a a while because he's so undefined.
Nobody knows what he is.
And so he's adaptable. He's adaptable to every. I really like he's the original it because the boogeyman is every child's deepest fear, and so that's what they try. Like it doesn't he
Uh,
like replicate your deepest fear?
Something like that. Something like that. What about classic classic horror monsters like Frankenstein's monster?
That's just the first zombie.
No, it's
He's not.
it's not.
He's not. Okay.
It's not. The
Frankenstein,
Jekyll.
Doctor Jekyll. Yeah, dude. There's like this normal guy, Mr. Hyde. He's like sitting in a chair. It's like I don't belong here. I didn't do nothing wrong. It was not me. And then Mr. Hyde comes out. Yeah,
That
I
would be pretty terrifying.
I think Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll make it to about the third room.
Hmm. The third room. You know what this movie should be? It should be a Lego movie, and the main character should be Chuck Norris. That's what I said.
But is Chuck Norris a Lego or is he like a real person?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, he's a everybody's Lego.
everybody's Lego.
I just think, yeah. You know how Lego movies have all these different IPs in them?
Yeah,
I think it would fit really well like that.
a Lego movie.
I plus I think it would just add to the humor of it.
Yeah,
But what do I know?
I don't know.
What about
We're trying to do a new thing
what
here.
yeah, we are. What about giant monsters like King Kong or
King Kong's not a.
Godzilla
Yeah, but they like
or
unvillainize them anymore, so they don't count anymore. They're not
okay, okay,
villains.
okay. Fine, fine. What about the blob?
The Blob. Oh yeah,
Blob.
the Blob.
Blob.
I think that the main character, being as competent that he has a called he comes up with a concoction. Oh, let me think about it. I gotta come up with a
What
creative
about a
way.
Spinosaurus?
A dinosaur?
Yes.
A horror dinosaur.
All right, well, let's go back to the blob first. You sounded like you had something interesting
No, I
going on
didn't. I
there.
don't. I don't have. My first idea was like
All
he
right,
comes up with a concoction that's acid and just it melts the blob, or he turns it
all
into
right.
Jello and everybody just eats the blob.
I have an idea here. Okay.
Okay.
I don't actually really know what the blob is,
I've
other
seen
than like
Monsters
what it's
versus
made out
Aliens.
of.
Okay.
So basically, what I'm thinking of is just like this Jello thing, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a liquid almost.
Mm-hmm.
So he just kind of takes a really big towel and he just wipes it up, and the towel absorbs it,
But what
and
if
then he
like
just gets rid of the towel.
is the blob that small?
Oh, that's why I said he gets a really big towel.
Oh, he gets a really big towel and just he gets like a giant, like one that like could cover a house and just drops it on it and wipes it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he lets the blob inside of a house, but the house is sitting on top of a bear trap. And on top of the bear trap there's a giant rag. So he just walks out of the house and sets the bear and lets the bear trap the blob and wipes it up. I don't know. Let's go to what was the other thing?
What about the Spinosaurus?
The Spinosaurus?
And Spinosaurus. That's
Uh,
just an animal. He could just pull out a gun and shoot it right in the face.
So we gotta think about the
Or he could just
theme.
let it get into a bear trap.
I think the main character should do what the monsters do, but better to them.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if we really
So he
kind of
just
take
finds a better dinosaur
and
and
so
he
if
just rides that dinosaur into
no,
the Spinosaurus and then that
I
dinosaur
I
eats the
think I
Spinosaurus.
oh, I like it. But if we follow the logic, it's if he's fighting a Spinosaurus, the spine let's say it's dark and it's raining and it's like dense jungle, and the Spinosaurus is hunting,
Hmm.
and like he's and the Spinosaurus like I don't know, he's looking for the main character. The main character can't be found, and then the Spinosaurus looks to his. He's like he sees the main character, and he goes and he eats the main character, but it was a decoy. It was a bear trap. The bear trap snaps around the snout of the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus rips off the bear trap and looks over and hiding midway up a tree, like perfect eye line. There's the main character, and then the Spinosaurus is like, "You clever girl," and then the main character shoots him.
Nice.
I mean, that's
I like it.
not to steal from another IP that's also really good. Raptor hunting.
All
Oh,
right. All right.
okay.
No,
So,
I'm
or
I'm
second
here for
idea,
it.
Spinosaurus. It's extinct, right?
Uh-huh.
So, what's another extinct animal that the main character could just go extinct anymore?
Woolly mammoth
A woolly mammoth.
fights the Spinosaurus with a woolly mammoth.
Mm-hmm. You've
I
always
like it.
wondered. You always wondered which one would win, and so did the main character.
Well, what? I have a better idea though. Instead of getting an extinct creature, he just goes and gets a mythical creature.
Oh,
So he just goes and he gets a manticore.
manticore. What's a manticore?
And it is a thing that has the head of a lion and the wings of a something and the tail of a snake, I think.
It's like gene
Yeah.
splicing is quite intriguing. I like it. I don't. I don't think we ever talked about Freddy Krueger. Krueger.
Okay.
Yeah, the dream
Yeah, we
one.
did.
Did we?
Yeah,
I
and
really.
he went in Freddy's dreams and
Oh
terrorized
yeah,
him and
yeah
in
he just went
dreams.
into Freddy's dreams. I liked it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. What about the creature from Cloverfield?
Cloverfield. What's that creature?
You know, I think it's just called Cloverfield.
The creature?
It's a giant, yeah,
Let me look it up.
it's a giant, uh, a giant monster thingy. Yeah, it's like a kaiju from Godzilla, except it's not from Godzilla.
Oh, but it's big.
Yeah, big.
Oh,
The
I
movie
found it.
poster is the Statue of Liberty with no head.
It got bitten off.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Oh, it came out in 2008.
I don't know. I feel like Pacific. Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim. Um,
He's just gonna make a giant robot and fight him.
did the very first one actually really has the vibe that we're going for already? Like, what's the coolest thing that we can think of? But we're more going for a level of like ridiculousness that they weren't.
Um,
But giant robots that like that whole movie, literally, this it's kind of sweet. The cinematography is kind of cool. Um, I feel like the next ones weren't as good. I think the first one's the best.
yeah,
And so
yeah, definitely.
they really
That's
they really they knew what they were doing. But like, how would he fight it? How would the main character fight it? So we're gonna match the vibe.
you just you go find King Kong. You go find Godzilla and say, "Hey, yo, bruh, I need a little help here. Want to help me out?"
So what's the origin of Cloverfield?
I don't know.
Is he an alien? Is he
I think that's part of the mystery of the series,
like
actually.
where did he come from?
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Nobody quite knows.
what you do
You think?
is you either get a really big bear trap
Oh, I
or
like it.
oh, I think all right, what he does is he finds the creature and he
Yeah,
baits
yeah, yeah.
the creature. Yeah, and it's like he finds the creature. Let me cook. Let me cook. Um, he finds the creature and he sorry, I was getting a phone call. Uh, he finds the creature and he baits the creature into following him to it looks like a massive city shrouded by clouds. And the creature breaks through the clouds on top of the city and just starts wrecking stuff. But the creature doesn't know it was just a bunch of lights set up to look like a city. And really, he's standing over a giant pit, like trap door, and the trap door sets off. And at the bottom of the trap door is a giant bear trap.
Um,
No, it's not good enough.
yeah, interesting.
I don't know what you got.
Maybe he he gets it to follow him, and then he traps it on a like he ties a rope to a rocket and then
Oh,
ties it to the monster
mm-hmm.
and shoots him into space, into
Oh,
the
like that
sun.
one's so much better. That one's such a great idea.
Yeah, would be a lot of weight though.
I don't know, maybe two rockets. Elon Musk can figure it out.
Maybe he maybe he tricks the creature into eating a bunch of helium first,
Ugh.
and then
Wait, wouldn't you just have to
and then
creech if he's gonna bite the top of the statue? Why don't you just shoot a rocket? Why don't rather than just swallow like a bomb?
maybe he's fireproof on the inside. I don't
He's,
know.
I don't know. I think he gives the creature bad heartburn.
Indigestion, heartburn, and then he cuts out the heart.
He cuts up the heart.
What if he just gets? You know how in anime they have those really big swords? What if he just finds a really big sword and he just cuts its head off?
Now that's just Pacific
Yeah.
Rim.
No, 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 no. He makes a giant guillotine
No, he makes the
with
tricky
like
team.
trains and something, and then when it goes to bite him, He just drops it and it goes boom, and then the head just goes bloop bloop bloop. And he puts his foot out to stop it like you stop a basketball, and then he just stops the head right in front of him. Soccer ball. You stop a soccer ball.
I love it. I love it.
The old guillotine crane.
Guillotine. Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Crane with the guillotine. It drops it on his head. He uses himself as bait.
Yeah.
Or,
That's what you gotta do.
I mean, I think maybe he goes and finds the creature's children and
And he holds them hostage.
puts guns to all their heads and basically looks at the creature and goes, "Hey, I'll make a deal. You stop killing
But
millions of
then
people, and then like,
I won't kill your
and
children.
I won't, and your children live." Does that make the main character the villain now?
Yes, because then we need to make a spin-off where it's Taken, except instead of starring Liam Neeson, it's starring the Cloverfield monster. And
It's
he's getting his children back from the main character.
I love it. I love it. The monster. Its children have been taken. But do you think
They're,
like the monster's like, I have a certain set of skills?
yeah, those skills are eating people and destroying cities.
Yeah, that's what the main character says. He's like, yeah, I know your skills. Those are destroying and eating people and destroying cities.
Yeah.
And then the main character's like, I have your children.
Um,
I like it.
it's just like this guy lives in the
You-
it just his world just has catastrophe after catastrophe. Zombie apocalypse, vampires, werewolves, Jason, Freddy, this Cloverfield monster, the Blob. There's just so many things going wrong for him.
what else could happen? Actually, we almost need to like to find a conclusion for this Cloverfield monster. Like how
Uh-huh.
what does he do? Like, does the Cloverfield monster find him and make the deal? Does the main character have to sacrifice the children? Maybe the monster finds the main character in its building and destroys it, thinking he kills the main character just to find his broken body of his children in the rubble, knowing
Yeah,
that he was the
that
one that
that
killed
would be
them.
pretty
That
devastating.
would be crazy.
Yeah. And then the main character walks up behind him and he's just like, well, should have taken my deal. And he just shoots him in the head.
Oh yeah, dude. He's like, do you see what anger and aggression gets you? It gets you.
It leads to the dark side.
It leads to blindless destruction. You were the one that killed your children. I was going to give them back. It's a shame to
That would be pretty
see what you've done to yourself.
that would be a pretty devastating ending. I don't know if it quite has the vibe we're going for, but we can call it.
He could go, if you want redemption, let me lead you in a prayer. He, he like starts evangelizing to the monster.
Is is heaven for monsters?
No, I don't think so. I think
Oh, it's just for
there's a
humans.
it's really only, I don't know. It's for I don't know, maybe for God's creation. But I don't know if monsters have. I don't know. Dude, we're getting so
Monsters were not
deep.
created by God. They were
They
created by humans.
being
So
created by humans. Things created by humans
yeah.
go to human heaven. Like
What is
Vegas.
that exactly?
Probably, I don't
Is
know.
that like the box office, being successful, having a successful career or something?
That's human heaven?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's human, so human heaven isn't a place, but it's like a state of being.
Basically, I mean, that's what it seems to me. But you're the one who just created it, so.
I don't know. I feel like I want to get into this more, but I think time restraints are getting to us.
Hmm. Probably. Maybe I can save that for another episode.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds good. Let's talk about what is like we need to figure out where is human heaven. Think it's Florida? You think Florida's human heaven? I know a lot of people that would say no.
I'm one of those people. I say no.
You say no? Where would you say human heaven is?
It's I don't know.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to
Somewhere remote.
somewhere remote.
But I'll,
Mm.
I'll think about it.
The most remote place I can
I'll
think
think
of
about
is
it.
in between the couch cushions. That's where all the remotes are. Um, I think that's a good place to end. Let's run through sponsors real quick, and then we'll call her good. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay. Um, well, we're sponsored by a tabletop RPG system called Incredible Quest. It is scheduled to come out in a couple years. It is based on the D20 system, and if you are a fan of other D20 systems such as D&D or Pathfinder, you will definitely enjoy this one. And we're also sponsored by a author. Tell me about that, DJ.
Yeah, we a new sponsor is has just two books now on Amazon. His name is Nathan Wayne, and he's written The Divided Kingdom of Sunland and The Chaotic Kingdom of Sunland. They're sequels. High fantasy, so it's like Lord of the Rings or Chronicles of Narnia, something like that. Um, so yeah, give that a read. See what you think.
I love it. I love it. Well, I think
All right.
that's where we're going to end it. Well, thanks everybody for listening, and tune in next time to hear our next story, our next world
Whatever that
building.
might be.
Well, we're going to build a new world for sure. Who knows what it's going to be?
And we'll see you then.
See you then. All right. Bye.